GForceTV.
Hi, good evening, race fans. Tonight we got a good one here. Now, I call these the big blocks, which they are big blocks, but they are the smaller of the big blocks. They're the 358s as opposed to the the real big blocks. We'll just say it that way. But tonight we are continuing our Veterans Day special here. And boy, I tell you what, we definitely got a special one. We got a 100-lap feature happening. So a lot of action is going to take place on the track. A lot of things are going to take place here tonight. And we got Lernersville. And this track, I always say, it's in its name, Lernersville. You learn a lot here because it's going to make you learn, one, you either stay on the cushion or you're going to go flying off that thing out of the turns. And we're going to probably see that several times here tonight. But we're here in a Gamblers Motorsports pre-race show here. And if you don't know who Gamblers Motorsports is, check them out on Facebook. Prestigious esport racing team. They love dirt, sports car, asphalt, the endurance races they do, 24 hours, 12 hours, Le Mans, Daytona, whichever one's here on the iRacing circuit. So definitely give them a like and a follow over on Facebook. Tonight, as I got John up here in the booth. Now he's going to be running a race here tonight also. And John, it ought to be interesting.
Yeah, it will be. 100 laps on the track. It's going to get nice, burnt up and slick. Guys are going to really have a lot of options because when it gets real slick like that, you're going to be able to pass high, you're going to be able to pass low, through the middle, just depending on how talented you are with that right foot and using your throttle control.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, it'll be a pretty good one here. You've got a lot of guys sitting up here now. Let's see how many guys we've got so far. We've got 32, so we actually might end up with a C main here before this one's over. We'll just have to see how everything kind of transpires.
Yeah, and that means if your qualifying is going to be really important. You want to try to make the invert. You want to try to punch your ticket in that heat race and get into the A because a lot can happen in that both that C main and the B. Trying to get in there, guys are going to be desperate to try to make the show, so you're going to see a lot of action tonight for sure.
Absolutely, going to be a good one. And the big blocks here, a lot different than what we're used to seeing. I've kind of put these things side by side with the 410 wing sprint. Obviously, the wing sprint a lot lighter than this car. Well, maybe not a lot. It's actually lighter. But as far as power-wise goes, they should be on par with these. Now, I don't know how much the 358 is, as opposed to the 410, maybe in real life.
Yeah, the 410's got a little bit more, but they got that big wing with the downforce. These cars that we're in tonight are the 358s. They're not the big boy ones, the big blocks. So, and the power equivalency actually, strangely enough, is pretty similar to the Pro Late model, actually.
Oh, okay. And I know the Pro Late sit about 800 horses, I believe, is what they come in real life.
Well, yeah, the super lates are, 800-900, and guys that can afford the really high-end motors, 950, close to 1,000.
Lot of horsepower.
But your pro lates are generally speaking about 525, somewhere right.
Oh,
there.
really? Okay.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Well,
Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by that because they still move.
Well, yeah, because I mean, the average weight-wise, probably of a dirt car is going to be 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. I'm gonna say. There's not many of them, probably, 2,500 pounds, are there?
Yeah, no, they're 23 in real life, so I'm not really sure what the specs are for iRacing, but, we'll see. Like I said, qualifying tonight, using that motor and whatnot, you better use it wisely early on.
Absolutely. Well, here we go. VMR wraps are coming up here tonight for our qualifying session. And if you want to look good on the track, check out VMR Wraps. Check them out on Facebook here tonight. We'll see who puts down a quick time here. Well, as we just saw right there, that's what these guys are going to have to contest with all night tonight. Running off the track.
Easy to do here.
Justin Sick, man, putting a quick time up top. Boy, he's got a good quick time, 15:58. Phil Miller, that's a name I haven't heard in a while, but with a 15:61 right behind him. And John, you put it up there in fourth place along with Daniel Blau. Y'all two really quick with each other. One at a 15:64, other one at 15:64. I don't know what the thousands or 10,000s of us would be behind that. Don't show me on that part.
iRACING likes Dan a little bit better than me. That's why he gets it. But that's all right. That's pretty cool when you do tie with somebody. And Dan's a good driver, and I can tell you, it's pretty cool to be tied with somebody like that. And tells you we're going to be fast all night. And I think it's going to be a pretty close field looking down here at the standings. With these fixed setups, not a whole lot of separation. And on the Hometown Heroes, you've heard me say this 1,000 times. Mistakes are going to kill you. You got to limit those mistakes and, capitalize when others make those mistakes.
All right, well, look at Kyle Parker puts us up second place there with a quick time 15:60. Wow, if my math is right, that's 1/1000th of a second quicker than Phil Miller.
Yep, blink of an eye.
Yes, it is. An old 24. Kyle Moonen, just like that. That's why I say this track, Lernersville. You learn. I mean, it's in the name, and I love. I've said it many times over here in the past. It makes you learn. One, you either ride that cushion. You almost have to ride it like a blade, almost. It's pretty much you put that back wheel right there, and maybe John will give us an explanation here later on in our warm up. But you put that back wheel has to be right there, going around the top side of that cushion, and there's a fine line between you and running off the track here. But once you get it right, that thing will slide around beautiful. See right there, Kyle Moonen. That's how easy it is to get up under the wall.
You can rip the lip here and make an incredible lap time and do really well, but this track will break your heart. I mean, you're talking to go fast, between that going really fast and complete disaster going off the track. You're talking 3, 4, 5 inches probably on this surface, and that's a sharp razor blade right there. And you'll see a lot of guys go over, and you'll see a few guys master it tonight, and the guys that are going to master it are going to be the guys that are going to be up front. But with 100 laps, like I said, it's a long race. This track's going to get burnt in. You're going to see, and one of the neat things on like some of the quicker 25 or 30 lap features, and sometimes this happens in them, but in this race for tonight, you're going to see the top be fast, then you're going to see the bottom be fast, and then you're going to see the top go fast again. So the challenge is moving to the right spot on the track at the right time, because it's not going to be one of those where, okay, you just get up top, that's the fast line, that's just where you got to be. That won't happen tonight. So it should be a treat for the fans to see a longer race like this, and you'd be looking for that, and probably keep you a little busy, Joe, and then calling things probably you probably have a lot of 2 and 3 wide situations to talk about.
We'll try to get up with everything going on. What's up, Justin? Appreciate it, man. No problem out here tonight. Definitely going to be a good show as we're getting set for A&J Custom Creations Heat Race number 1. And just what John just said there earlier, patience is going to have to be the number one thing these guys are going to have to deal with, especially with a longer feature than they're used to normally from what any other. But A&J Custom Creations, the Indy Patenting Company, I tell you, he does outstanding work. Check him out at GForceRL.com. He will get you hooked up as always. And okay, sorry about that. I was reading that. My bad, but here we go. Getting set here tonight. Jeffrey Barker out front. We got Jamie Porter, Justin Sick going to start there in third. John Hine up in fourth. Connor Ross to fifth. We got Jesse Atkinson going to be in sixth. John Rayner there in seventh. And Barry Goldner starting the eighth place spot here for A&J Custom Creations Heat Race number 1. Again, check out A&J Custom Creations. What's up, Lori? We're here live tonight here on the GForce Esports on YouTube. Also our network on Facebook. Always hit those likes and shares out there. It's going to be a good one as we're still celebrating the Veterans Day, or I want to say Veterans Day, but it's the Veterans Week here. It's a charity race that we're doing this week for these guys at GForce Racing League. But it is Memorial Weekend coming up, folks, so remember that. And guess get your barbecue out, or steaks or hamburgers or whatever you're going to do this weekend. Or pools, they're opening up too. I know my wife's been working on the pool out there, so it's ready to go. So it's running, and I want those fish in it, but she won't let me. But anyways, getting set, go green. All right, see what happens. Heat race number 1, 8 laps, folks. Here we go. 4 drivers transfer automatically to the feature. Getting set, green flag flies, we're racing here. Porter jumps out front, you got Sick right there behind him. Barker, they're already 3 wide. Now these are a lot different than your wheeled machines we saw last night, the sprints. These guys can get up here, trade a little bit of pain, and already we talked about it. Connor Ross threaded the needle, and guess what? Over and out, he is gone just like that. John Hine's going to throw it down on the inside. He's got the cruise shot machine running right now, but he's back in fifth, trying to get that last transfer spot. He's got Atkinson on the outside. Atkinson Doe takes him right there on the high side. John falls back to fifth. Rayner's right there behind him. So you've got a good, about everybody single file patient right now. We'll have to see if the inside groove opens up here later on in the race and allows these guys to use it. Oh, now just like that. We talked about it in the pre-race. John got up into the wall a little bit. Rayner right there went around. We just watched that one live. And another car is off the pace on the high side there of the cushion. Well, I'll tell you, this is what it's about. We call Lernersville. You're going to learn a lot here tonight. In the meantime, Porter is out front, but he's got a backside full of Justin Sick right there on him. We'll see if Sick can kind of grab it down a little bit. Here comes Atkinson up to third. Goldner hanging on that last transfer spot. But he has got John Hine trying to see if he can't capitalize. John throws it down the inside. This is the transfer spot here, folks. The white flag about to fly. They made contact coming out. You can do that with these cars and get away with it. John throws a slide job. Crisscross coming back under. Here comes Goldner. Was a good battle here for that one. Justin Sick is around, though. That instantly puts John up to third. Goldner there in fourth. And they were battling with each other. Now we'll see if they kind of calm down with each other, because Barker's a little bit of ways from them. But just like that, Justin Sick was up front and just went around. Puts Jamie Porter still out front. Atkinson in second. Hine in third. White flag, checker flag. That's how it's going to end right here. Goldner taking the transfer spot to A&J Custom Creations Heat Race 1. And Porter going to hang on and win it here tonight. But man, heartbreak for Justin Sick. Pole sitter here. So, wow. And Connor Ross, again, just one of these tracks here tonight that it's going to be a heartbreaker for a lot of drivers as we move it on over to Heat Race number 2. Howard Hanna Real Estate, the #1 family-owned and operated independent broker in the U.S., and Scott Herwood and company out there. If you got anything that you need done real estate-wise, whether it's commercial or residential, take the guys out. I mean, that was it. I feel you, Justin. But them guys have definitely got professional experience to get it done for you on the real estate side. As out front, we got Aiden Young. Going to start it out there with Zachary Chapman. Lance Ripka starting at third. Kyle Parker up in the fourth. Tom Taylor there in fifth. We got Jeffrey Kemper up in seventh, and Andrew Smith going to round this one out here as we're getting set here to go to Heat Race number 2. John, you slid in there, man.
Oh, I tell you, lucky, and I was glad to see Mr. Goldner make it into. I don't really like making that much contact in a heat race, and we got together a couple times, but it's all good. We kept them pointed forward, and we're in the show.
Well, now I've said it 100 times or so. I feel like I say it a lot. Is short track racing on the dirt, and a lot of cars, especially with these or the late models, you can get out there and trade a lot of paint. That's what makes it so exciting. And hey, sometimes it's just some good battling out there. And unfortunately, like I say, we see, Justin, he said driver error, and this place here will make you have some driver error. Like we talk about, the cushion up there in the turns is what's going to be the place that's going to be the deadliest, I'm going to say, tonight. I don't care how skilled you are. I've seen pro drivers mess this place up.
It like I said earlier, it was a razor's edge. And right now for this next heat, when these guys take off, right now it's a real disadvantage being on that inside row. I was down there and just couldn't go anywhere, and I had to tuck back into fifth there. So we'll see how these guys fare.
Green flag racing here, Howard Hanna Real Estate. Heat race number 2. We're already side by side. Chapman's up front there with Young. They're going to try to take it 3 wide. You got up top. Chapman's down low. Young up top for the moment. Still a 2x2 affair for the lead. Right behind them, though, here comes Kyle Parker. Now, he should probably feel in the wheelhouse here in his home with these cars a little bit because they kind of mimic a little bit of what the late models are.
Yeah, they really do, especially now that the late models are on the same tire model is what these things are.
Yeah, I heard about that. So there you go. So it actually should help out Parker a little bit as he's right there behind Chapman. Chapman's up high utilizing that top side cushion. As you see Parker down low, everybody's single file for the moment. Aiden Young hanging on the third. Ripka right there in the last transfer spot. Preston Cranmer seeing what he can do. Remember earlier on, though, earlier on, we saw just up front how tricky it is, and it's not a given that you're going to get into the show, just like we saw, unfortunately, with Justin. Yeah, he put it on pole earlier in the qualifying session, but just like that messed up in the heat race 1 is look at Cranmer going on the inside there. We're going to try to take that spot.
Yeah, right now I can see them. They got those backs out right up on that cushion, first 5 there, and every time you go in there, you kind of almost hold your breath a little bit. Right now, Zach is doing a really good job up there, and you got a real good battle here for second as Aiden Young is now looking to the inside of Kyle Parker for second. Yeah,
it is. Look at Aiden. He almost had that slide job crisscross. Problem is, lost a lot of momentum down low. Here comes Ripka to the high side. He is ripping that cushion up there right now. Looking very well. It's still out front Chapman, and you got Parker hanging on the second, so it's a nose-to-tail deal here. So riding with Aiden Young, seeing what he is. White flag one more time. Can Chapman hang on, and can Young hang on to that final transfer spot?
Look at the line that Aiden was trying to pass a little while ago. A little later tonight, that'll work, but right now it's just top dominant, and that's where everybody's fighting for.
Yeah, it is, and even though it's top dominant right now, this track is not like a usual track. Top side, probably a lot of these guys don't feel 100% confident up there as Aiden Young does make it in here. We'll talk some more about that as we get heat race number 3, Coast to Coast race team. They are made up of an awesome racing team here at the GForce Racing League since the inception. From USA to Canada has all their drivers, so they are definitely pleased to be a part here. We got Kyle Moonen out front in this one. Stephen Goldner starting in second. Corby Daniels there in third. Phil Miller up in fourth. Josh Gerlach there in fifth. Nicholas Victory in sixth. Roger Craig up there in seventh. And Kyle Goldner going to round out the top 8 here as we're getting set for the Coast to Coast race team. Heat race number 3 here tonight. Well, it's a good one so far. Top 4 guys go in. But, yeah, you talked about that high line right there, John. And normal tracks, yeah, that would be fine. This track, a little bit more dangerous to run the high line. I mean, usually you just have to contest with the wall. Here you got to contest with flying off down in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, and right now it's still the fastest, but if you look on the track now as you enter turns 3 and also turn 1, you're going to see that slick patch. So you've got to get that right rear right above that slick patch, and if you look, there's not a whole lot of room between that slick patch and that to fit a car in there. So, razor's edge again, and I'm sure somebody in here will probably go over. It seems to happen almost every race almost. So, wish the guys luck here, and you got to be patient.
Absolutely. Getting set to go green flag racing here tonight. Kyle Moonen, Stephen Goldner and company. Corby Daniels right there sitting in the 3rd, 4th place. Field Miller up here. Base truck's ducking off. Green flag's about to fly. We're racing here at heat race number 3. They're already getting a good bunch up front. 2 wide there. Moonen gets a good shot out front. Right behind him, you got the 30 of Goldner's going to go high. Now, he loves the high side. We'll see how long he sticks it up there. We got a car off. That's Corby Daniels flipping and banging. He just went flying right off the edge of the track.
That one looked like it hurt.
Yes, it did. Ouch, right there. I mean, as always, it's wild to see at this track because they just keep going and going and going. Right now, battle's on for fourth place. Gerlach, Victory, those two guys are going at it. Gerlach's down low throwing a slider. You got Victory up top trying to run that cushion. We're going to see how that's going to work out. Right now, Victory's got it ever so slightly. Still battle for the lead. You got Goldner right there planted on the back end of Moonin. Now Gerlach has to fall back in line as the dust is starting to fly here tonight. Phil Miller hanging on third.
Yeah, as I say, these guys are all up there. They're ripping the lip right now. Roger Craig is towards the back. He's trying to make that lower groove work, and he's doing a favor for the guys in the next few races because the more guys that go down there, the quicker that line's got to come in. So, hopefully by maybe the next race, you'll start to see guys venture a little lower in the corners.
At some point, they're going to have to go down there if you want to make a pass. I mean, because it's just not going to work. Everybody up top. I mean, we see the top three guys right now. I mean, it's beautiful what they're doing. They're cutting that edge right there like a razor's edge on the top side of that cushion, Moonin and Goldner. But Goldner's going to try it down low. He's going to see if he can't get the slide job to work. Just couldn't get the bite coming off the turn, but he might have the opening coming in at this time. He's going to do it. Maybe just can't quite get that grip coming out of the turn as the white flag flies.
He went down and gave it a shot, and he wasn't too far off. So, it's the top is getting a little more treacherous, which means guys have to lift a little bit longer, so they're not quite carrying the momentum they did earlier on in the night here. So we're getting closer to see a multi-groove.
That's absolutely. Moonin pulls it off here to heat race number 3. Victory hangs on to the 4th place. And final transfer puts us up in the heat race number 4 here tonight. Mr. Plummer, here in Atlanta metro area, these guys are dedicated and they bring a slew of experience here. They are one of the Atlanta's most trusted name in plumbing and drain services. And I tell you, if you've got any plumbing issues, give them a call. Mr. Plummer in Atlanta area tonight, our heat race number 4. Sponsor here. Lane Snook out front along with Bob DeGood, Nicholas Kuplo. Hope I said that right. Daniel Blau starting in 4th. Stephen Fernberg there in 5th. GJ Boydell in 6th. Stephen Bixler 7th. And Dean Reynolds there in 8th here tonight.
Once again, we'll see how this race shapes out, but I do believe by the end of this, if some guys go down there and venture, I think 1 or 2 of these guys should be able to make that, a second lane work here. So we'll see if they get down there and give it a shot.
Absolutely. Here we go. Let's see what we got. The good out front. We've really been able to step it up here lately.
Yeah,
did
Bob,
good last night,
He did. It's that Missouri connection thing again.
Is that what it is? Okay, I got you. And he's got the MRN on the car. I like that too. He takes it back to the Barney Hall days. So absolutely. As right now, Bob DeGood out front, Snook right there behind him. On to be beside us. Pace truck ducks off. We're getting set here for heat race number 4 here tonight for our Veterans Charity event. These are the 358 big blocks here tonight. So these are the little brothers to the big blocks here normally. As a green flag flies, Snook's definitely going to take that high lane. The good right there. They're 4 wide already, slamming into each other around. Daniel Blau's going to be the guy around. No, contact takes him and Boydell off the track. But just like that, real estate just closed up.
Boy, things happen fast here. This is a lightning fast track, and you see it right there. No, we got
Farnberg
third,
upside down.
Yeah.
Wow, barrel rolled it down the inside, puts Dean Reynolds up into the 4th place spot. But so just like that, things can happen like you were talking about very fast. And I hope I'm saying this guy's name, Kuplo. I hope.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm Roger. Let me know if I'm saying it right there later on. So. Nicholas, apologize if I'm saying it wrong, but right, he's got a good battle here with the good. The good's up top. Here you go. Nicholas down low. He's going to take that 2nd place spot. In the meantime, Snook's out front. Got daylight there between him and 2nd. Reynolds is hanging on to the 4th place spot. Steven Bixler right back in the 5th. He would love to maybe close in just a little bit on Dean. He's going to see if he can't get it done as time's winding out for that last transfer.
Yeah, they're battling side by side again back here for 3rd again, and it's still Bob DeGood and the 79 car of Dean Reynolds.
Absolutely, that's 3rd and 4th place spots. So that's what Bixler would love to see. Those two got out there and maybe tangle it a little bit. At the meantime, Reynolds has got to be aware of that. Maybe just going to ride back here and be safe, as we should be coming up here soon on the white flag a couple more times. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, we got our Veterans Charity Race here. It's been Veterans Week this week. Go to GForceRL.com. Check out all the information there and what you can, you can actually support, send in a donation. I know they've raised a lot through sponsors and everything else. As one more time around, Lane Snook brings it out of the turn. As long as he doesn't make a mistake out of the turn, he's going to go down low to make sure he doesn't. He's going to win it here in heat race number 4. And Dean Reynolds going to bring it home in the final transfer spot. It's a good race.
Boy, yeah, well, a lot went on in that race, didn't it?
And that's just kind of a prelude to what we're going to see as we get up here later on as the night goes on. As this should be C main. Right, we're in the C main. Now, we don't have a sponsor for C main, so we'll just say C main. We'll give it to the veterans. How's that? We'll just say this is the veterans C main. That's a good one right there. So we'll praise the veterans out there on this one. As Daniel Blau puts it out front, Connor Ross there in 2nd, Andrew Smith hanging on the 3rd, Roger Craig up in the 4th, Stephen Fernberg 5th, Justin 6th, Jeffrey Kemper there in 7th, Corby Daniels in 8th, and GJ Boydell in 9th. And let me real quick here get this for you, because we knew we was going to have a C main. So in the C main, it's telling me only the top 4 go to the B, and from there it would be the 8 going to the feature. So only 4 of these drivers, and that's going to leave some heavy hitter names out of this race here tonight,
including the quick driver of the night. Justin Sick is in here, so that's the guy you're going to watch. Justin's going to have to really be smart here, and this guy can do it. I mean, Justin's probably one of our top 4 or 5 drivers in these cars here. So if there's anybody in the field that can do it, it's going to be Justin.
Absolutely. So 4 is going to go home, 4 is going to go on to the B, and then from there it'll be 8 drivers having to run to the numbers to get into the feature here tonight. As out front, Daniel Blau, Connor Ross, Roger Craig there, along with it, Andrew Smith in 4th, Stephen Fernberg 5th, Stick there in 6th. Here we go. Pace truck's about to duck off. Our C main here tonight. We're going to give this one here to the veterans here. Our veteran C main here at the G-Force Racing League. Pace truck's in. And very slowly they're going to pull it around. When's he going to drop the hammer? Green flag. We're racing. Daniel Blau and company up front with Connor Ross. They're going to go side by side turn 1, but you already see Blau gets that good jump right there. Sick already up to the 4th place spot.
And he's going all the way down low there. First guy to go that low, and it looks like he's going to pick up a spot doing it.
Here comes Roger Craig fighting back in the middle, though. Look at that, 747 machine. He's got a jumbo jet out there tonight running, looking good there in the 3rd place spot. Battling it out, he almost got sideways contact. Craig's upside down. Well, they crashed the plane. Never mind, Roger Craig's out of it. Wow. Every time we start talking good about him, he always wrecks. Hey, John's fault tonight.
Yeah, he got into 3 a little hard there in the back, swapped around on him. He almost had it saved.
Almost, just a little contact. But boy, we've got a good race for 4th.
Yeah, 4th, and even the lead, Connor Ross is all over the back of Daniel, and then 4th, Steven Bixler is trying to track down Justin Sick there, and Fernberg is trying to track down Steven Bixler, so nobody is safe up here.
No, it's not, and then we said right there, you just talking about Fernberg. He just took a ride and just went right into the inside fence. He just got shot to the moon. Yeah. That's going to put Andrew Smith in 4th. Wow.
Yeah, I think he landed in Pittsburgh. This is in Sarverville, Pennsylvania. He probably landed over in Pittsburgh. He took off there.
He went hunting real quick right there. Here comes G.J. Boydell. He's back into the fourth place spot. Battles on for third, though. Andrew Smith's not happy with fourth. He wants Justin Sick third place right now, so the top four sits Daniel Blau, Connor Ross, Justin Sick, and Andrew Smith. Outside looking in is Jeffrey Kemper, G.J. Boydell, Roger Craig. All those guys are outside, and unfortunately Stephen Fernberg has took it out, but the white flag is out one more time here. Andrew, as long as he can hang on there, going around for a final time, he's going to win or hang on to that fourth place spot. But Daniel Blau is going to be the man. Ross is just not going to be close enough to make that slide job out of four. Blau's going to win the C main. Andrew Smith's going to go ahead to the B. Unfortunately, going home is going to be Jeffrey Kemper, G.J. Boydell, Roger, Stephen Fernberg, and Corby Daniels.
A tough break for those guys, but you know what? They all donated to our veterans.
They did.
Canadian or the American veterans here. So you know what? Thanks to all of them. We owe them a thank you for coming out and thank you for donating.
This is the B main here, folks. SBGC 3D Printing. Tom Taylor and company there do outstanding jobs with the 3D printing that he does. I mean, if you're looking at stuff like some racetracks gear, any cosplay things being made, he can definitely get it suited up, printed out for you on the 3D CAD programs, the machine he has. Check him out at sbgc3d.com for all the information. Jeffrey Barker out front, Preston Cranmer going to start in second, Stephen Bixler there in third, Josh Gerlach fourth, Tom Taylor we just talked about in fifth, John Rayner in sixth, Kyle Goldner there in seventh, Daniel Blau eighth, Justin Sick ninth, Connor Ross 10th, and Andrew Smith is sitting at 11th. Now, 8 drivers go to the feature, folks, but that means 3 will go home. Outside looking in is Justin Sick. He made it work in the C main. Can he make it work here in the B main?
He's got a couple more laps to get it done. That D feature was only 8, or C feature, excuse me, it was only 8 laps. This one's going to be 10. So, he's got a little work to do here, but at least he's got a couple of extra laps to get it done.
And not as many positions to have to get into it to do it. I mean, he's right there on the outside looking in, sitting in 9th. He only has to get to 8th in this one, so we'll have to see what happens. But ultimately, 3 cars will go home. I mean, and you've got guys like Connor Ross, Daniel Blau, Kyle Goldner, Tom Taylor, and all sitting right back there in the back. Andrew Smith outside looking in. We'll have to see how this one plays out. Remember, anything can go wild up front too, so just because the guys are up front now don't mean they'll be there towards the end of this one. Pace trucks in. Here we go. This is our B main here tonight. SBGC 3D Printing. Green flag flies. Preston Cranmer and company up front with Jeffrey Barker. They take off. Everybody's still side by side for the moment, except for the back. They're 4 wide, beating and banging on each other. Wow.
They're not wasting any time. They got to go. 10 laps does not take that long. And Justin, oh, no.
Trouble already for Justin Sick. He goes off the track, but he's able to keep his momentum going. We'll just have to see if that pans out for him here. Remember, just because he's that far back, these guys can get in trouble still. He's in 10th right now. Daniel Blau's battling it out there for the 5th place spot, because that's around about where most of the action sits. For Tom Taylor, Daniel Blau, Andrew Smith is. And so anything can happen. You can get off this track very, very quickly. But right now, outside looking in is John Rayner, Justin Sick, Kyle Goldner are the 3 machines outside right now. But, boy, they are tangling up with each other up here up front.
Yeah, they are. Trying to get as much of a cushion as they can from that transfer spot. And in the same token, the more guys you pass here, the less you've got to pass in the feature. So a couple things going on here for these guys to think about.
I know Connor Ross right now, I know he's sitting in the show, but he's sitting in that 8th place final transfer spot, not a place that he would like to be, because Justin Sick is a man on a mission right now. He's all over the back end of John Rayner to see if he can't get back into the spot. But Connor Ross is right there on the low end. Up top goes Tom Taylor back to 8th place spot. That's the battle for the transfer right now.
Yeah, they're taking 2 very distinct lines, and looks like Connor's got the position.
He does, and Tom's going to fall back to 8th, where he doesn't want, because here comes Justin Sick to the high side. He's 1 position back, but trying to get back into the show. Remember, he fell off the track earlier on. We'll have to see how that runs up. Connor Ross has moved up to 7th. Andrew Smith right there in 6th. Those 2 are going to battle it out. A little further up to about 2nd, 3rd, or so 4th here. You've got Jeffrey Barker and Daniel Blau. Those 2 guys are racing. In the meantime, Preston Cranmer, he's got daylight out front.
Justin's got a commanding lead here, and just, no mistakes, and put her in the show, and that's probably what his goals are right here. But we have
battle's heating up.
Yeah, 3 wide for that transfer position coming out of 4 here. So it's Justin's now putting pressure on Tom Taylor for it.
Yeah, Justin's going to see if he can get that inside groove going, because they're not going to give up that top side lane, and that's his only hope to maybe throw a slide job. In the meantime, Ross a little bit off the pace. White flag one more time. Can Justin Sick get it done? He's only going to have 2 more turns. He sees those guys in the front up there beating and banging. We're going to watch here as Tom Taylor's got the 8th place spot, but into turn 4. Tom's going to have the run coming off. Justin Sick is going to not make the feature here tonight, as Tom Taylor's going to hang on to the 8th place spot. Wow, the pole sitter tonight not making the feature. Boy, I tell you, we didn't see that one coming, but that's just how it works in dirt racing sometimes. That puts us in our Icon Sim Sports intermission, folks. Icon Sim Sports. Check them out at iconsimsports.com. If you're looking for a rig that's going to suit you, fit you, one of a kind, check out Icon Sim Sports. We're for the GeForce Racing League here tonight. That's what we're running. Check out everything you need to know on GForceRL.com. And Justy Sick, iRacing Photo Driver of the Week. Appreciate Justy Sick coming on board this season. Check him out there. And as always, we're live tonight here on the GeForce Esports on YouTube and OSR Network on Facebook. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights. Hit the likes and shares out there. I tell you, it's a good one. We're going to review a video right fast. When we come back, though, we're going to have John explain a little bit of what's going on the track for us. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
Sim Racing.
From the one and only Gambler Motorsports Racing Team.
From Phantom Motorsports.
From GeForce Racing Leagues.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
All right, we're back here, folks, and a little bit of a video right there to show off for the veterans here. A lot of them in the league here, the GeForce Racing. Well, you see right now on your screen, we got John Hine up here, and as always, we like to get his technical input on what these guys are going to have to look out for, what they're going to expect on the track, and maybe some things that they're going to have to do to get around this track. John, what we got?
Well, we got a couple of lines here that are definitely opened up. Right now, like over here in 3 and 4, this is such a fine line up here. But if you can hook this, stay in the throttle just like I just did, you get a great run down this straightaway. The same thing down here in 1 and 2. You can stay up high, rip the lip, you get a great run down. Now, late in the heat races now, you're starting to see guys use this middle groove. There's a lot of tack through here, and you can really keep your momentum up here. You can do it in both ends, so now it's very viable, and you might even see that to be the preferred groove at one point. The last one for people to choose from, you can go all the way down here to the bottom, and it's a little more touchy because you've got to get the car turned without getting it to break too much of the momentum. You just let it roll, It almost feels like you're going too slow, and you just get it straight out, and you can do that. Now, a couple of trouble spots, that I always talk about. As you see guys come down the front straightaway, right about here, you're going to see cars bounce. There's a huge thing that you can see how the car goes up and over. You'll see guys hit that and bounce, and it'll mess this whole corner up. Now, one of the things you guys all seen all night is guys going over the track. Look how far down this hill is. You go down a long way when you go over these, if you don't catch it. The same thing down this back straightaway. I mean, this is a long way to go. And you get down here, you are in no man's land, and you cannot get straight back up. It's a long hill, long way down. You got boats. So if you come down here, you might as well just grab one of these boats and go fishing. Your night's going to be pretty well done by that point.
That's a good illustration. Wow.
Yeah, you can see coming up here. I mean, it's a long way up, and they ran out of time here, but
that's fine. Well, and that right there, folks, just shows you, before we get into our feature tonight, just what these guys are going to have to contest with, some of the lines you're going to see, and it's always awesome to get that input, technical side of input. As we're getting set here for the feature tonight. Here we go, 100 laps here. This is where you're going to have to pace yourself. Be very, very patient here tonight. As Epsilon Sprint Wraps, going to be... We'll say they're the feature tonight here, the main title sponsor, because that's who it says on Thursday nights, folks. So if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize on who the main sponsor is here, but Epsilon Sprint Wraps. Obviously, if you want to look very, very good on the track, Epsilon Sprint Wraps focus on some realistic designs, and they do some local dirt tracks and your iRacing also. So check them out there on Facebook, as always. Feature tonight here, we've got 24 machines. Jamie Porter is going to put it out front here for us. We got some heavy hitter names. Now, cautions don't count. Well, we will have cautions, but the laps won't count during the cautions. That will help the guys kind of get a little bit, get back in check, so to speak, if anything happens to them along the way. 100 laps. With a 100-lap race, you normally don't see that a lot on dirt racing. I mean, it does happen with some of the bigger events. But when you're going from a 30-lap, 35-lap to a 100-lap event, the number one thing is patience. And now, patience and dirt racing, I know, sometimes don't go hand in hand because everything happens so quickly. It's not, something that the drivers out here, lack or anything like that. It's just everything happens very quickly. And we saw it right there with John showing a lot of stuff that can go wrong on this track very quickly. Most notably in this track, like you said, going off the track and then ended up down in no man's land down there in the woods or so forth. So that's just the one thing you're going to have to look out for. So patience, just being there at the end. We say that in racing. You got to be there at the end to win it. You can't win it on the first lap. You can't win it on the second to the last lap. You got to be at the last lap and win it there. So green flag flies. Here we go. Jamie Porter and company out front. We're going to try to keep up with all the action here because it's going to be hot and heavy from the front, middle, and the back. Up front, you got Kyle Moon, and they're going to go 3 wide. That's Zachary Chapman right there on the inside. You see them 3 wide for the lead, 2 and 3. They're 3 and 4 wide in the very, very back here around with Daniel Blau and company. That's what I told you. So it's just all over the place. Look at this 3 wide race, about 21st on back. These guys are trying to get it settled out. The one thing about this track here, though, is the problem with the leader. As you see right now, it's all Kyle Moonen and Porter. The problem with this track is if it goes a long green flag run with 100 laps, it's almost like a Bristol or Martinsville. You're going to catch lap traffic. And once you do as the leader, it's just not going to be good. Bob DeGood and Tom Taylor already in trouble on the track, sitting, and that's not what you wanted to see. No. Oh, no. Bob DeGood sat on the track for a long period of time, for some reason, and then backed up right in front of the leaders. That was almost disaster waiting to happen. Let's watch right here, see what happened to him on the replay. Oh, him and just a little bit of contact between another machine, and he went around and not quite sure why he just didn't keep going off the track and come back on, but he sit there, and then when he backed up finally, here comes the leader. Luckily for Kyle Moonen, I'm going to say the caution flew, because Moonen had to take evasive action and go off the track there. That could have been a lot worse than what it was, as it puts us under caution. John, what are you seeing on the track right now?
Oh, I can tell you that coming out of turn 2 there at that car sitting sideways. I'm going to bet all these cars in front of me, we all, including me, had a code brown moment in the car. So
wake up call.
Yeah. So need a new fire suit for sure. But the track's doing kind of what we predicted. Yeah, you can run a couple different lines and get them to work here. It's just early on. We're 4 laps in here, and I don't think it's really to an advantage or disadvantage what line you start in yet. So I think you're still going to see a lot of 2 and 3 wide racing, I think, through the pack here.
Yeah, and we were. It was 2 and 3 wide all the way through there, and just a little contact, slung them around. Puts us under caution for the first time here tonight. But yeah, little wake up call there for the leaders. One gets set here to go back green. Kyle Moonen, Jesse Atkinson sitting up there in second with Jamie Porter. What's that?
As I say, they delayed the green, so we're going to go around one more.
Okay. All right. Send them around one more time, guys. Well, who's y'all's favorite drivers out there tonight? Let me know who you got, who you pulling for, who your favorite person is on the track. I don't want to say John, because if I do, he'll wreck. Now he's gonna wreck. Green flag flies. Let's hope not. Green flag flies. Atkins out front, but I tell you what, Heino, he's hanging on to 7th, right down a little bit of traffic right there in 2nd. But boy, the battle is heating up in top side here. Moonen, Atkinson, Porter, they are 3 and 4 wide. Little contact, beating and banging right there. Oh, car upside down. We watched that one live. That actually was Jesse Atkinson. He got out of shape just a little bit, and then just from there, nowhere to go. Got pulled over end. So Atkinson upside down, puts us under caution right there again. Man, hot and heavy up front though. Well, John, what kind of lane do you see out there that you might be able to do to get you up front? Right now, it just doesn't seem like. I mean, the high lane looks dominant, but we're not really been able to get around a lot to see which one's maybe better.
It's too early to tell here. We've 6 laps in here. The track's still gonna morph quite a bit throughout these races here. I kind of moved up a little bit and haven't even got up top to see where that's at, where the line is yet for that up there. So, but we're moving up. I mean, we're up to 6 here. I think we started 9th, so we picked up a couple cars. Just had another close call with Jesse, and he kind of hit us and shoved us in the wall, but we were able to keep going there. So. I don't know what happened there for them, but that's really bad luck for him. But these leaders up in front of me here, they're itching. I think every one of these guys want to lead and lead now. So I think this is going to be pretty entertaining when we go back to the green.
You brought up something interesting right there. Usually when that happens, and I talk about tracks on the asphalt side, some tracks, track position is king, and usually that brings about aggressiveness on the start. One of the reasons being is because the drivers understand and know once it gets going very green, it's very hard to pass. This place looks like that's what's going to happen. If it gets single file, very hard to pass. You've got to get what you can get early on. I'll tell you what, Battisti, I hope I said it right, Battisti, pulling for Porter out there. That'd be Jamie Porter sitting in 2nd right now, so that's awesome. Good to see, man, the people out there pulling for their drivers and whatnot. But, yeah, you brought that up, and sometimes that brings about a little bit of aggressiveness on the starts as the green flag flies. Right now, Porter gets what he wants out front in front of Moonen. Let's see if he can hang on to it. Here comes Steven Goldner. He's down low somewhere he doesn't usually like to be. He likes to run that top side. Moonen right now is the man that's got it. Battles on for 2nd. Lane Snook there. Here comes Hine along the bottom side with him. Then if he can't shoot up there, Zach Chapman and company. I'll tell you what, crisscross. Goldner took the nose. Actually, I think that was Lane Snook took the nose right on the outside there of Hine. But look at Snook waking down low there. He's going to see if he can't make something work on that low line. And the low end, folks, if we get some green flag running, that low line will come in later in the race. We have seen that a multitude of times. So even though these guys are trying to get spread out, very aggressive early on and get up top, what Snook is doing right now, he might sacrifice a little speed, which doesn't look like he's sacrificing too much. He might sacrifice a little speed now, that later in the race that low line will come in and make this a multi-groove style track. We'll have to see, because right now you are seeing the leader dropping down low about middle of the track. That's Porter. You got behind him Kyle Moonen, Goldner. They're up top. Hines still sitting in fifth. Parker there in sixth. Field Miller and company back in seventh. Zach Chapman and all right there. Lance Ripken, Nick Vickery back in the 10th. You got to go back here around about 13th place spots. You get a lot of side-by-side 2 and 3 wide style racing. You got Josh Gerlach, Cuplo, I hope I'm saying his last name right. Jeffrey Barker and company back there. Let's ride along here with Gerlach and see what he sees. I mean, he's got in front of him Cuplo right there running that top side cushion, looking smooth. Coming off of turn number 3 there a little bit. He's going to drive it down on the inside, tries to see if he can't take the slider line. Not able to make the completed pass yet. Everybody right now is just trying to figure out what it is. Now you're starting to see, I believe, a multi-groove track come in. As you see, Nicholas Cuppo takes it a little high coming out of 4 right there. Almost got into the wall. Go a little further on back, around about the 21st position back here. You've got Daniel Blau, unfortunately. And this is one of these tracks, though. Very, very hard. Kyle Moonen in trouble. He was up front. Yellow flag out. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay. Kyle Moonen was running about the 4th place spot up front. Let's see. I got a feeling he got up here and just got into the wall. He's coming off turn number 2 right there. Going to the next turn. And actually, no, he got up under that cushion. And what he did, he just went off the track. And then just got past the marker, and that's what threw the yellow flag. So, yeah, ran off the track. Normal here for Lernersville. It happens. Porter's out front. So, what's you thinking about that little green flag run right there, John?
Yeah, the track is coming in multi-groove. You saw Lane down there on the bottom making it work. I could make the middle work, make the top work. So it's coming on. And I thought Kyle there, I was right behind him when he had a problem there. Man, I'm telling you, that Razor's Edge, like I said, he didn't get over that cushion by much. And I thought he was actually going to save it. So he's going to be towards the back, but I won't be a bit surprised. We're 15 laps in here. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him again up here.
All right, here we go. Porter, Snook, all right there. Goldner and Hine. And yes, folks, hang in with us. It's going to be a little longer race than normal. That's all right. I'm used to long races because I do a lot of asphalt NASCAR stuff. So the dirt guys might not be used to this, but I'm used to it. Here we go. 2x2 them. Lights off on the pace truck. Back green flag. Lernersville here tonight. Epsilon Sprint Wraps feature. Green flag, and Porter gets another good jump out front. You got Goldner and Snook going to take it door to door. John's going to go up high down that top side cushion. He's got Miller right there on his back deck lid, trying to breathe at him a little bit. Contact for that spot between Hine, though. You got Parker right down there shoving his nose in. 3 wide behind him back there with Chapman, Vickery, and Field Miller. They're almost 4 wide. John's in the front side of it. He's got a whole rear view mirror of a whole track behind him of 2, 3. They are 2x2x2 all the way back. I'd say from about the 6th place on back. Josh Gerlach there, Preston Cranmer, Aiden Young. Look at this 3 wide duel happening in the middle. Aiden right there in the middle, up top. You got Gerlach along with it. Guys are just trying to get everything they can. We said as long as it goes green. Oh, some contact up front between Parker. He held on to it. No, he didn't. Now the car's around. We got a big one in the back. Nicholas Cuppo got involved with accident, and it actually started with Kyle Parker actually got out of shape on that one. And then from there, it's just a chain reaction. And the 125 was the original one there. And then from there, you got cars upside down. Wow. Caution out. Malcolm Mills replayed here tonight. Now, they do have 2 faster fixes. Once that's done, they're done. Usually this race is kind of going kind of like what my normal Martinsville or Bristol race would go in NASCAR. Let me explain. We have several cautions early, then we have a long green flag run, and then at the end of the race, it's every man for themselves. That's normally how my short track races go on the NASCAR side. So, yeah, these guys know what they're doing. It's just a product of the track. It's a product of the car. And these guys just have to push it to try to get out front the best they can. What you think, John, right now?
I tell you, I'm surprised on how hard we're racing out here. It's lap 19. We got a long way to go. I might need some oxygen by the end of this one.
That's right, you're in the VR.
Yeah, I'm in the VR.
That's even harder. Wow. I couldn't do it. Better than I am.
Well, no, this old 71 car is beat up pretty good here. Whatever happened with Parker and iRacing gave him their spot back, and so if you're wondering why he's back up here, that's evidently they didn't give the caution on him, but got into the back of him there whatever happened with him and Lane or whatever, I couldn't really see, and so we'll see what happens here, and I'm sure a lot of guys now through the field have got a real good idea of where they want to be, so I do expect business to pick up here.
Absolutely. Here we go. Out front. Right now, it's all Jamie Porter. He's been able to get some good jumps. He's got Stephen Goldner there along with him. Lane Snook right there in the backside. We're going to double them back up here. Pace truck lights are off. Going back green flag. See what happens here. Lernersville here tonight. Pace trucks in. Green flags out. Porter gets that hammer dropped again. We're back racing here in the feature. See what Goldner's able to do. Goldner's going to throw it down low on the inside. Here comes Snook for a 3-wide battle, but behind them with John and company, here comes Nicholas Vickery, threaded the needle in the middle. John's going to fire back to the outside. They're 3-wide down low. Vickery there. John's up high. Aiden Young, Zach Chapman and company. That's a good battle around about the 3rd, 4th place spot. In the meantime, up front for second, though, you've got Stephen Goldner, Lane Snook, and Porter right now running the top side there. He is definitely making that thing bladed up there, looking smooth, doing it. But behind him, it is 2, 3, and 4 wide around about the 10th place spot, folks. Don't want to say it's dirt derby, but right now that's what it looks like. I mean, you got cars all over the place. Down low, in the middle, up high. Moonen hanging on to the 14th place spot. Daniel right there in 13th. You got Connor Ross hanging on to 11th, trying to pull through the field. Let's see, we got Jesse Atkinson right here. We'll ride along with him on his hood. This is a good shot here just to kind of show you what these guys are looking like all around. And you can just see the multiple grooves down low, in the middle, up high. Meantime, Porter's out front, but this is about the middle of the pack, around about 13th, 14th place spot. That's where a lot of action is happening. And a lot of guys are trying to experience and experiment with a lot of different multi-grooves here. Tom Taylor right there in the 12th place. Up top, hanging on to the cushion. He's getting that 135 of Jesse Atkinson. Sticking his nose in there ever so slightly, every once in a while. And we'll go back up front here and check out Phil Miller hanging on to the 5th place spot as Goldner's taking the lead. Took a slide job. Little bump in the back from Porter. Slowed him up ever so slightly. Those two guys are going to run the top. Now Goldner's up there where his safe zone is. He loves the top side cushion, so he's going to stick that thing up there and hold it as long as he possibly can. You've got Porter going to run along with him. Here comes Kyle Parker hanging on to 3rd. The battle's heating up here. That's for about the 4th and 5th place spot. That's Steven Bixler's wrecking. We're off the track back there. No caution right now. We got a battle for 4th and 5th. That's Miller and Snook. They're going to go door to door. Let's see, we got the 23 there of Lane Snook. He's down low. Phil Miller's up high. Snook has been able to run that low line the last several times. Crisscross back over. Oh, Miller tried. He's going to run down there and run over everyone. There's no tires on this track, so he's just going to kind of run it down there in the grass a little bit, see if he can't make the pass in the grass. Wasn't able to make it happen as Lane Snook hangs on to that spot. Nicholas Victory still in 6th, high there in 7th. Battle for the lead, though. Eating back up. Goldner. Porter won't let him go anywhere. Porter says, Goldner, I'll let you lead a little bit, but then I'm going to come back on you. Now we're catching lap traffic. The longer this thing goes green flag, this is the more they're going to catch. And once they start catching lap traffic at this track, it's going to be all she wrote. Nicholas Kuplo around and Zach Chapman along with him. As Chapman is upside down off the track. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see exactly what happened to him. Him and Kuplo, I believe, probably got together, but we're going to watch here from Zachary Chapman's point of view. As he got up under the cushion, he is running the top edge. And right there, we're still seeing him. He's coming out of the turn. He looks pretty smooth so far. Oh, a little bump in the back, and he got up into the wall. And then from there, that thing just went right over the top side cushion, and upside down it went. So it just got a little bump in the back, and unfortunately sent him off the track. But under caution here, so we got a good long green flag run. How's the track faring out there right now, John?
It's starting to get a little more treacherous to everything else. So I think you're going to see the cream rise to the top here.
All right. Well, right now you do see Goldner out front. Porter has been trying to do everything he can to get back around him. He'll get another shot here. Slows the pace back down. Bunches the field back up a little bit here. They got spread out there. And what if they could, I'll say it like this, if they can get a long green flag run in, and then you're going to see the leaders get into lap traffic. And once they start doing that, then you're really going to see, can the guy behind there pick one of those, slower cars and make a move around them. And I always say from that point on, it's danger lurks around every corner for the leaders. Here we go. Goldner out front. Porter along with him. Green flag's about to fly. Pace trucks in. Epsilon Sprint Wraps feature. Green flag. We're back at it again. Goldner gets another shot there out front, but Porter's along with him. Well, Porter will not give up. He takes a slide job down on the inside and just almost overshot it, but the crisscross by Goldner. Going to bring Lane Snook with him. 3 wide for that top spot. Yellow flag out, though. See what happened back here. Jeffrey Barker might have been on, I know he was part of it, but let's go back here in the back and see what happened to Jeffrey Barker back here, folks, on our Malcolm Mills replay. I don't think he was the cause of it. I think he was pretty much just wrong place, wrong time. Yep, just in the wrong place, wrong time. 3 different cars, and he fell over right there. And you've got, looks like Dean Reynolds, Preston Kramer, Lance Ripka, and Steve Bixler all involved in this one. That's going to put us under caution. So how y'all liking it out there, folks? Rooting for your favorite driver? I know Batista, I'm going to say, is it Batista or Batista? I know it's not Batista, like the wrestler, but Batista? Hope I'm saying it right, but I know you're pulling for Porter out there. And then we got Beef Esports. Let's go. Well, there's another Jamie Porter on the Facebook side. There we go. So Jamie Porter's got the fan club tonight so far. Oh, Porter's looking good. I'm going to try to bring this thing home. Let me also, because we've got some prizes on the line here tonight, folks. So let me give you what these guys are running here for. Winner will receive a trophy, obviously from A&J for the hard charger. All right, the winner will receive a trophy from A&J Custom Creations. The hard charger will receive a wrap from the VMR wraps. The top 3 will be entered into a drawing for $50 gift card. There you go, top 3. And all participants will be entered in for a drawing for 4 $25 gift cards here tonight for the charity event. Our sponsors, we got Velocity Race Design, Phantom Motorsports, Gambling Motorsports, Crit Sim Racing, Spartan Racing Esports, VMR Wraps, and Epsilon Sprint Wraps here tonight. As green flag flies, we're back racing here, and it's been all Goldner and Porter out front. Those 2 guys have been just hammering on each other. Lane Snook's been right there lurking, but he's not been able to pull up there on those guys on the top side. He's been running that low line. It's just not been enough laps for him to get that low line going. We saw a little bit of multi-groove happening earlier in the race, but I think he's going to need a multitude of laps here to get that low end going to catch up. And Kyle Parker jumped the hump again. And again, the caution comes out. And the only reason the caution came out there is because, well, he's past that yellow marker when he came out. And unfortunately, same place as last time. Skipped up over the top side cushion. Boom. All she wrote. So we got some prizes about to happen here tonight. And I got a lot of the great, event sponsors. Like I said, just to name a few out there. Velocity Race Design, Phantom Motorsports, Gamblers Motorsports, Crates, Sim Racing, Spartan Racing Esports, VMR Wraps, Epsilon Sprint Wraps. All those guys coming on board, title sponsors here tonight. And like I say, it's got a lot of prizes, but been a good one so far here. How you feeling out there, John?
Well, I took the car into the pits there after a few of those early lap incidents. The car just wasn't driving quite the same, so I'm gonna have a nice view here of the whole field on this restart. So I got to be patient and get through the field here, and let's see what a lot of these guys doing in different lines. So next time we have a caution, I'll have a good feel of what the whole field's doing now.
Absolutely. Pace truck's in. We'll see what happens right now. Got a long way to go. Fortunately, John's falling all the way back to 19th right now, so he's going to have to run through the field here and see what happens. He's going to need some green flag runs. As the green flag flies, we're still back up front. Porter and Goldner at each other heavy as they made contact. The leaders are off the track. And they're going to fly back on the track. No caution because, man, right there, they went off the track side by side, way up over the cushion. Kept going at like full speed to make it back on the track, but unfortunately puts them all the way back to 10th and 12th place spot. And that puts us right now, Aiden Young and company, they are 4 wide back there. Car around Jesse Atkinson as the green flag flies. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay here to show everybody what exactly happened. As they were all 3 and 4 wide back there. A little bit of contact from behind, and then Atkinson just went around from there. Nothing he could do. Caution out, but man, the leaders, just like that. Boy, chaos up front. How you hanging on back there, John?
It's an adventure. But I tell you, looking ahead though, I'm not even. It's an adventure where I'm at. From what I saw, the Hornet's Nest is still ahead of me, so I've still got it's like almost driving into the storm. The middle of the pack, like I said, these guys are all running like there's like 5-10 laps to go, and so it's got to be good for everyone watching here. But boy, I tell you, from inside the car, you got to almost have your head on a swivel. Pick and choose where you need to be at the right time.
Is it maybe you're thinking, because what I'm thinking is the reason is it's just so hard to pass here that everybody's trying to get what they can get early on. Is that maybe what you're thinking on the track?
Well, yeah, I think there's some of that. I also think the corners now are pretty well slicked up from the top to the bottom. So, we carry a lot of speed into the corners, and these cars now are starting to slide around. They're not stuck in a particular lane. And now, car control, throttle control, all this stuff now is in play. And that's why I was saying you're going to start seeing the cream rise to the top here, because the guys that have the car control, have the throttle control, they're the ones that are going to be real tough here down the stretch.
Got to get through that traffic, like you said, though, first off. And that's been the number one key to be able to do. Right now, Lane Snook's going to control the field here on the start. You got Phil Miller outside, Connor Ross there along with it, Josh Gerlach. You got Daniel Blau and company. So here we go. Just like it was just talking to John, he's back in 16th, so he's way back there in the middle of a lot of the mess that's going to happen. You got to be very careful back there in that pack trying to come through the field. Lights off on the pace truck. Get set to go back green here tonight for our Veterans Day charity event here. Check out GForceRL.com for all the information here tonight and how you can support. Maybe go out there and support one of the great charities that they're doing here tonight. Space truck's in.
Green flag.
Snook and company. Green flag flies out front. Lane Snook gets a good jump over Phil Miller. Here comes Gerlach to the inside. You've got Victory right there with it. Connor Ross and company. Daniel Blau. 3 and 4 wide. Aiden Young Still 3 wide up to the top. Look at that down low, though. Nicholas Vickery hanging on. So all the way through the field, you got Tom Taylor there in 10th. Barry Goldner hanging on to 13th. And we just talked about John. He's down low, trying to see if we can't get that low line going on his back end. He's got Barry Goldner, Andrew Smith right there behind them, all 3 wide, stuck in his rear view mirror. So John's right there in the 13th place spot. Dean Reynolds in the front. In the meantime, and if he looks up a little bit far ahead there, he's got Kyle Moon and Aiden Young and company all 2 wide, 3 wide, mixing it up. Lane Snook still leading this one out front. Daniel Blau's right there, about the 6th and 7th place spot. So, again, I've always said action front, middle, and the back, just all over the field so far. We'll see, though, but if they start that 45 machine there, Jamie Porter back on the move. Remember, he was out front leading it, but, boy, you saw him right there slingshot that thing to the middle. He is trying to bring it back up to the top here, to the front. He's getting it done. He's up to 10th right now. He's trying to work over Kyle Moonen, who was sitting in the 8th and 9th place spot, but he's got a lot of machines in front of him clogging up the racetrack. And still Lane Snook's right there. They are 3 wide Vickery. You've got Vickery, Ross, Blau, all right there. They're going door to door. That's holding up Porter just a little bit, but you got Aiden Young there along with it. Gerlach up there to the top side. Snook still leading this thing. Phil Miller's taking the high side and the cushion. The 17 machine there, Daniel Blau, pushing it off in the 4th place spot. Here comes Stephen Goldner, though. He's going to try to see if he can't sneak it down in the middle and put a slide move on. He's got the slider happening. Lane Snook still stuck down low. He's the only car I see that's making that low line work right now. He has been stuck down there, so he might know. Now he moved it up to the top side of the track, so he's searching around. He's going to the low, he's going to the middle, he's going to the high, and he's able to stay out front. Right now, Goldner takes a 2nd place spot. Field's going to go to the middle. Connor Ross around in the back, and Fortune right there off the track. See if he gets it back. He jump stomp right there, makes a little jump. Nice looking move. There's Kyle Parker way back here in the 15th place spot. That's a little beating and banging he's got going on with Barry Goldner, Lance Ripken company. As right in front of him, you got Jesse Atkinson, Dean Reynolds right there in the front of him. John still hanging on to the 11th place spot, trying to pick him off one by one. He's battling with Tom Taylor. Tom's going to be right there on his outside. They've got a little bit of sheet metal contact. They got the 24, Kyle Moonen. They're going to have to come up here and split him in half if they want to try to get around him. John's going to look on that low end. He's got the low line going. Car off into the sunset. That is actually looks like, I thought it was maybe Aiden Young, but no, it wasn't. Aiden Young's going to actually hang on. Never mind. Aiden almost went flying because he got contact there. Looked to be from the one, maybe Kyle Parker company. So we got a lot of action happening in the middle of the track. Jamie Porter back up to 7th place. He's picking them up, knocking them down, trying to take that spot away. Now he blinked. That's not what you want to see right there, though. Going to try to take that 7th place spot away from Vickery. Vickery's down low. He's another car taking that low line. But Porter's taking the 6th place spot. Gerlach right there. Jamie Porter is probably the quickest on the move right here. I mean, I'm looking at his lap times. He's a solid 10th faster than the leader last time around. Actually, well, last time he was a solid 10th faster, folks. So Jamie Porter's got a rocket ship boosted on the back of that thing. Slide job. Don't keep going or you'll go right back off. Crisscross over. Here comes Blau. Was that the 71? That's Gerlach, excuse me. Right there back on the inside. Porter says, okay, that looks smooth. I'm going to make it look better. He's going for another slide job on the inside of him. Almost too far, though. He almost run it right off the side of the cushion. Had to give it back to Gerlach. Lane Snook still out front, but he's got company. Goldner's caught him. He's got Phil Miller with him. So it's heating up here for the lead, but Lane Snook still is not giving up that low line. He is holding on to it. Now he goes up top. So every time he sees that Goldner's getting a run on him, he travels back up top, maybe breaks that momentum of Goldner, but then he goes right back down low. And what that's going to do, folks, the longer that this green flag run goes, because we're a little past halfway now, the longer this goes, the more he opens up that bottom groove and gets it going. And later on in the race is where he probably needs it. And in the meantime, you need to watch this guy. Jamie Porter. Well, that last time, Snook was the fastest around the track. Porter actually was a little slower, but he's contesting with some traffic back there. Gerlach go a little bit further back, so when you go side by side with Kyle Parker, Jesse Atkinson, so a lot of these guys are starting to get spread out here single file. And what I said before, the leaders have not caught the tail end of the lead lap cars, but they are getting very, very, very close. And I'm going to say within probably the next, if it keeps going on this pace, within probably the next 10 or 15 laps, give or take, they're going to be on the back end of the tail end here, and that's when Lane Snook's going to have to really, that's when that low line might benefit him, that he's been trying to open up and run all this time, and that's where Steve's going to have to figure out, can he run that low line and maybe get around some of that lap traffic in the meantime out front. And John Hines made his move all the way back up to 8, so was marred way back in the traffic around about 14th, 16th place spot. He's jumped it all the way back. Oh, car off the track. Kyle Moonen. Is he going to get back on the track before he throws a caution, though? Hopefully. Oh, he stopped right at the wrong place of the track. I got to say, I wish the guys wouldn't do that. Man, because it was on a good long green flag run, but I get why they're stopping. Then again, I get why they shouldn't stop. Darn.
The reason why that throws a caution there, that remember the other night at that cone that registers is back towards the pit road, so if you're in front of it, it thinks you're on the racing surface.
You know,
I wish iRacing would fix that.
And it would be good. It would be. And that's just one of those the type of things where part of the track, you know, it will throw a caution, sometimes it won't. You know, it's a double-edged sword. You know, we can get up here and say all night long this and that about it. You know, the guy should know it. You know, that's the one side of it. But then again, like you said, iRacing should fix it. So it's a back and forth type of thing. You know, either way, we had a good long green flag run going right there. And I know Lane probably is thinking, all right, well, you know, I figured something out. I was able to do it. And I got to probably say, he probably doesn't mind the caution because I don't think they really want to get in the back of lap traffic. And if it would have kept going like it was, they were eventually going to catch lap traffic right there.
Yeah, that's a double-edged sword because it puts the guys on your bumper too. And depending on how aggressive the guys want to be, I mean, we're in the second half of the race here, so business is going to pick up here up front.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've been able to move up, John, through the field, so that green flag run helped you out.
Yeah, it did.
Green flag about to fly. Here we go, getting back at it again. Like I say, John was able to move up to 7th. Snook right there gets a good jump as the green flag's back at it again. We'll see what Goldner gets to do up here. He's got Phil Miller on his back end, but Jamie Porter is the one I think they need to look out for. He has just rumbled through this field like a rocket ship. He's up to 4th place right now with Daniel Blau right there battling with Nicholas Vickery. That's for the 4th and 5th place spot. They are 2 and 3 wide. John's got a full view mirror of it. Got in the back end of a car just ever so slightly. He had to check up right there, and then he got a little sideways. He was able to hold on to the boat, but caution's out right there. I don't know what happened. It was Andrew Smith. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay here real quick. That's basically just looked like a checkup in the front side right there. Just kind of one of those gaggle of cars. Yep, Andrew know where to go. And we got another car going way off the track up there at the top. I don't know who that was, but Stephen Goldner involved in that one. Connor Ross, Bob DeGood, just to name a few in that one. Just kind of one of those know where to go, check up style moments there.
Yeah, the car moves up in front of you. You got two choices, to hit them or brake, and I chose to brake right there. So it's tough. I mean, we're all on
nothing you can do.
Blanket here. Yeah, and you know, Josh is trying to protect his line, and I'm trying to take it. So, and like I said, we're in the second half of this race here. So I think there's going to be a lot less give and take. To be honest, I haven't seen a whole lot of give and take. We've all been racing pretty hard out here, but it's fun though. I hope it's putting on a good show.
Absolutely. Been a lot of action, like you said, from the start to the finish here, you know, from the back to the front. I mean, these guys have definitely been able to do it. You know, the guy on the move, Jamie Porter, and I know he's got his fan club out there rooting for him. He's the one that's just rocketed through this field. He's up to 3rd. Right now, Lane Snook's been able to hang on to it. We know he's able to do about anything he can do in the cars. We'll see what happens as we've got right now Phil Miller and then Stephen Goldner, who was up front. Remember, got involved in that last wreck, so now he's not up front. He was up there messing around with Miller and them. So now Goldner's going to have to come through the whole field again. I mean, he's got time to do it if it goes green. We'll have to see what happens. Lights off on the pace truck. Here we go. It's all Snook out front. Young man right there with him.
Goldner's got plenty of time to do it. I mean, I went to the back and I'm back up here front, and it took me about 20 laps to do so. So, Goldner is definitely not out of this yet.
Absolutely not. We know he's able to get it. Just needs some of those good runs and maybe a few little luck passes here and there, as we always say. Pace truck dives off, getting set for green flag. Field Miller, Lane Snook up front. Snook gets a good jump, and boy, Porter does too. That's what Porter wanted right there, is to maybe get alongside of Miller on a start. Boy, he drives that thing hard down into the turn. Slides are up there. Almost had the slide job complete on Field Miller. He'll probably get it this time around. He does. Snook drops to the high side to block a little bit of that momentum on Porter. Now it's going to be a firefight up top here. As you see Snook go down low, Porter's back up top. Here comes Miller back to the inside. It's a battle on for second right now. But Jamie Porter, in the meantime, you see Snook, good job by him to try to get up there and slow the momentum down of Porter, but Porter's going to try to dive it down. Snook and him, took up both of the real estate. They made contact, almost locked up for the lead right there. What a move Porter made, and he was able to in contact. Jamie Porter off the track. Wow, just a little bit of contact. Those two guys went side by side with each other, and Porter's going to come back on the track with no caution on that one, too, because he was able to keep going. But, man, just like that, bad move on his end. I mean, Jamie threw a slider on the inside of Snook down low, and then Snook came back with a slider on the outside. They just made contact. Unfortunately, with no wall, guess what? Jamie just went straight off the track from there. But in the meantime, we stay green. Snook holds on to it. Miller right there in second. Gerlach in third. He's moved up with Kyle Parker back here in the mixed race, and again up in the third place spot. Nicholas Victory's right there with him. John's hanging on the 6. He's running that top side cushion, seeing what he can get. Remember, he was up front early on. Excuse me, folks. He was up front early on. Now he's going to thread the middle in the middle here. So, boy, look at that. John right now trying to utilize some of them moves. He was. Connor Ross is around in the back. Uh-oh. Connor Ross, Kyle Moonen. Go back on the Malcolm Mills replay. Catch what happened here to Connor Ross, Kyle Moonen and company back. See Ross right there. Looks like Moonen just drove it in, sent it, and those two just got a little contact down at the bottom. Unfortunate for those two right there. Well, this is definitely a wild one up front. I know Jamie Porter right now came through the field. We're not liking what he did. Now, Stephen Goldner up to 13th, so he's been able to move it back up and make some headway back to the front. Well, let's see what happened is this turned out to be a crazy one here so far, John.
Yeah, we knew it would be. When the tracks get to this state where it's, like I said, your cars are moving around. They're not just sticking in one lane. It's tough. It's both tough to know how much the room to give the guy to your outside or your inside. And the same token, when you dive it in, well, if you lift early, you're probably going to get run over from behind. So you got to drive it in a little bit, and you got to do your best to keep your car in your lane. And it's not an easy task when the track gets to this track state here, because it's an ice skating ring once you get into the corners.
But it has been a thriller and an exciting one so far, especially up front here. And, it was a heavy hitting race right there with Porter, and you're never going to have anybody 100% happy after that and after the race. So, I know those two guys won't be trading birthday cards between each other anytime soon. But we'll have to see as we're going back green here tonight for our Veterans Charity Race. Green flag flies. Lane Snook, Field Miller right there. Snook gets a good jump. Gerlach along behind him right there in third place spot. Here comes Parker up top. John's going to sling it down on the low line. Is he going to make it 3 wide? Right now it is. as we're watching. Nicholas Vickery's got a full view of that one. Hines down low. He's going to lose a little bit of momentum coming out of the turn, but he's still up top. We got a car off the track. That's Dean Reynolds. Well, look, I believe Dean pretty much watched the Malcolm Mills replay, pretty much just ran up on the top side cushion. Actually, he caught the wall, and then from there did a barrel roll off the top of the wow. It was a wild barrel roll he just did right there. All right, heating up front. Oh, John, moving up, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, actually. These are some really good drivers up here, really tough guys to get around and all that. So, not easy. And, you know, all the way through the pack, I mean, these guys, yeah, I'm surprised that we're not wadding them up every lap as slick as it is out here. So, we got a couple more to go here, and we're getting down to it. We're down to inside 30 laps to go now. And, you know, you know, the funny thing is, if you ask me right now, well, what lane is preferable? 3 words. I don't know.
Well, we have seen the low line, we've seen the middle, and we've seen the high. Lane up front has Snook has been the one who has really run that low line a lot. But every time he's needed to keep that second place guy from sneaking up there around him, he's jumped up to the top side and broke their momentum. So he is watching what the relative and what needs to be done up front, and has done real good. I mean, just the time there between him and Porter, when Porter just slung it down on the inside, and then him and, you know, both of them try to take the same inside groove, and then they try to take the same outside groove. Was the only time there's ever been a side-by-side kind of race there. But for the most part, Snook's been able to watch what's going on, anybody coming up. Let's see what happens. As Phil Miller there in second, Parker the third, Hine up in the fourth. Gerlach rounding out the top 5 here. And what's up, Tig? How you doing? Pulling for the 9 machine out there. He's doing pretty good. That's Nicholas. Green flag. We're back at it again. And Snook again gets another good jump out front along with Miller. You got Hine hanging on the 4th right there. Parker sitting in 3rd. Boy, you got a huge battle. We got a car upside down in the wall. Huge into the wall. Oh, let's see who that was. Go back on my, well, unfortunately, we know who it is. Yep. Well, let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay here, and we're gonna watch what happened to him. Pretty much everybody's just kind of right on top of each other. He got hooked right there. Looks like him in the car in front of him got hooked, and then, well, that is not how you row a boat, folks. He made it fly. You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm all right.
John's like, yeah, okay, I'm all right. Man, it's a tough one out there to, you know, come through the field like that. And it looks like just the two of y'all just got hooked up bumper to bumper. Nothing y'all can do, and then that cushion just played a factor. No wall here. If it had been a wall, you might have been able to ricochet off the wall and kept going. But that's just Learnersville. It'll make you learn a lesson, and a hard one. Of it's risk versus reward getting up there on that top side a lot of times. I mean, the best of the best have tried to tackle this place. I've done a many races here, and this place is unique from any other dirt track. I've even seen pro drivers, they'll get up there and they'll just go flying off because it's just a fine line between there and there. The good thing is John's going to have a fast fixed. He should still have a little bit of time to get back up here. So, got some time. Just need some green flag runs to get it done. We got faith in you. Put some flex seal. We'll put some flex seal on that hole in the boat and get it back out here.
A mad race car driver is usually a fast one, so we're going to put that theory to test now.
What that? A 200-mile-an-hour tape's what they got, right? Well, it's on back in 18th, so it's not too bad. So we'll see what happens. You can come through the field, but you're going to need some green flag runs. That's the problem with coming through the field. Unlike even like with Stephen Goldner, he's up the 12th. The problem is these cautions. Yeah, it bundles the field back up, but it's hurting the momentum of trying to come through the field because you know, unless you're just passing a few cars, you know, maybe 2 or 3 cars, and then a caution comes out each time. it might work out for you. But if you're not passing any cars in between there, then it's a long journey to the front. As the green flag flies, Lane Snook gets another jump. Phil Miller there along with him. We'll see, they're nose to tail, but right behind him, you got Kyle Parker, Josh Gerlach. Parker's up top. Here comes Victory sliding down on the inside. They're going to take it 3 wide up front. Tom Taylor, Barry Goldner and company back there too. Stephen Goldner's moved up to the 9th place. He's running that top side cushion. He's right there behind Barry Goldner. So you got Goldner and Goldner hanging on to the 7th and 8th place spot. Coming to the front, 17 machine, a little bit out of shape. Daniel Blau got a car way out of shape. Oh, Barry Goldner in the back. Barry Goldner was running right there in front of Steven. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see exactly what happened. I saw the 17 get out of shape, and I think the Lane Snook Nicholas Vickery had to check up just a little bit, and then from there, just chaos ensued. Lance Ripka was involved, Barry Goldner, Steven Bixler, all involved with that one, but that was just basically a nowhere to go, kind of a checkup style deal up front, and just one of these tracks where, you know, we talk about on the NASCAR side of thing a lot, self-cleaning tracks. Well, there really isn't self-cleaning tracks in dirt. You pretty much, if you have a wreck in the middle of it, you better have some good wreck avoidance as a driver.
Yeah, there's gotta keep your car clean, and you know, without even having to pass too many cars, if you can do wreck avoidance in races like this, you're gonna find yourself in the top 10.
Absolutely. And we talk about Stephen Goldner here right now. See the ticker sliding through because he was able to make up a little bit of ground. He was able to get up to 10th place, or actually 9th place right there, just by that. And that's what he needed on those other cautions. I was talking to it before that. How the cautions can benefit you here on the dirt side is if you pass maybe, you know, I'm going to say at least 2 cars, if not more, and then a caution flies. And if you keep doing that, then you find yourself back up front by utilizing the cautions. The other way is obviously racing yourself through the field like Jamie Porter did earlier on the green flag run. So that's the 2 ways that I see doing it. Let's talk about Porter. He's back up to 13. So don't count him out. He's got time, but time is running out as far as green flag runs go. And unless he utilizes the thing I'm talking about with the cautions, he's just going to run out of time trying to get back front. As the green flag flies, here we go. Snook gets back out front. Miller right there with him. Parker's going to have a good side-by-side, door-to-door for the 2nd place spot. Daniel Blau, Josh Gerlach and company. We got Nicholas Vickery hanging on the 6th. Cuplow right there in 7th. So everybody for the moment's up top. Oh, 14 got involved. Tom Taylor got up there and got in the side of another machine and then just went around right there. The car looks like a little tight coming in. We saw it live right there. That's going to slow the field, but we talk about coming through it. Stephen Goldner still back in 8th, Porter back in 12th, and not able to move up. Now, John, you're able to move up to, it looks like about 12th place spot. Just able to gain a few right there, so maybe these cautions, passing a few cars are kind of helping you out a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just trying to be patient here, and it's getting slicker. I can see guys, their back ends are starting to come out a little bit. So the drivers now, it's survival of the fittest here now.
Absolutely, and right here, it's been a good one so far. As we're getting down to the closing laps, though, who's going to be? Who's going to survive?
The question I have, is there an award for who passed the most cars tonight?
Hard Charger.
Well, no, that's from starting to, I'm talking just cars. I've gone to the back now once, twice, and I've passed a lot of cars tonight.
But wouldn't that be considered a hard charger?
No, it's where you start. So,
well,
and I don't know who started where, but that might be a good thing to check in now and see if anybody's up front and has anything to lose with that up there. I'm not really familiar with where everybody started in the race, but
it looks like pretty much everybody that's started in the race right now is still up front in the race. I would have to look back on who started where and whatnot. So, but you've got Lane up there, Kyle still up there, Josh, Daniel, Vickery. I'll wait and see if Roger or somebody can give me that info on right now who would probably be the hard charger so far coming through the field. as Stephen Goldner's back up to 8th right now as the green flag flies. We're back racing. Lane Snook gets a jump back out front. And they're wadding it up 3 wide behind him with Daniel Blount. Oh, Zachary Chapman wrecking in the back. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay. Let's see what happened to him here. Probably just got a little contact. He drove it on the inside. Oh, no, the 117 or the 07, I believe it was back there. Preston Kramer just a little overzealous and got in the back end of him.
I tell you, iRacing pace trucks and pace cars, they do some quirky things at some tracks. Well, Joe, we're getting down to about 20 laps when we get the green here. We're going to be 20 laps to go. So now the pressure cooker just keeps it keeps building.
It does.
Up front, you know, those guys now, you've gotten this far. You know, that risk reward, it's going to get to a little finer of a point now.
It is, and the guys that have been trying to rely on, you know, coming through the field here, this is pretty much going to be their, I'm going to say, almost final shot to do it. You know, you got Stephen Goldner up there to 8th. Jamie's still hanging on to 11th. You're right there in 13th spot. So time is still there to get up front. Obviously, any mess-ups, though, you know, it's going to have to be a one-shot deal to get up here. And Lane Snook's just been on point on the restarts, been holding off everyone. He's utilized that low line beautifully, but when he's needed it, go up high to stop the momentum of guys like Kyle Parker, Phil Miller and company. And this single file restart here definitely is going to really, really benefit him and help him, because now he's not going to have to worry about anybody being beside him. His lights off on pace truck. Pace truck dives off on pit road. We're getting set to go back green flag. Green flag. You see Lane Snook gets a good jump out front. Bill Miller right behind him. Josh Gerlach hanging on the 4th. Go a little bit side by side. You see there Gerlach. He's up the 4th. Blau's there in 5th. Stephen Goldner battling for 7th, though, up top. Now that single file might have helped him because he loves that top lane. He'll be able to run it. He's going to go around Cuplo for the 7th place spot here. See, Porter's already moved it up to the 10th place spot. Hines up there to 12th. As they're all single file. Snook's moving away. Phil Miller hanging on to the back end. Gerlach's right there with him. You got to go around about 5th, 6th place spot before you almost find him door to door. Goldner understands time's running out. He's got to make his moves. He's going to look to the inside peak on Victory. He would love that outside lane, but he's going to have to take the inside lane because Victory's not giving up that top side for nothing right now. Hine moves it up to 10th as Porter falls back. Porter's almost off the track. I don't know who that was, but it was side by side with Hine, and it went off the track. Porter's right there behind him, so those two guys are going to go nose to tail. Looks like Andrew Smith was the one that unfortunately went off the track. In the meantime, though, yeah, Goldner understands time's running out. He's got it. He's trying that middle lane, just not working right now. It is all top side on the cushion, and that's what I thought maybe would happen later in this race was that bottom lane wouldn't come in enough. But here comes Goldner. He's going to try it. Going to have to because Victory's not giving up that top lane as the laps are winding down here. 15 to go. You've got Snook right. Oh, car up into the wall. Not sure who that was. Andrew Smith. Ouch. Let's go back. See what happened to Andrew. Andrew was coming out of the pits. He was in the pits. He was coming out of the pits. I think he just wrong place, wrong time. I saw him get up into the wall. He doesn't stop. He keeps going, and then he pretty much climbs the wall, and then when he climbs the wall, almost got into Victory right there, but Victory was able to hang on to it. Caution out. All right. This one's going to be interesting. This puts us with 14 to go. John, you're up to 11th. How's the car feeling?
Oh, man, I'm getting tired here. I'm an old man.
That's a lot. That's a lot out there. That's what I was saying. You dirt guys are not used to, big races like this. I mean, it happens, but y'all don't win a lot of them.
But I do a lot of endurance stuff, so I'm used to being in a car and driving this long. It's just usually not this intense for this long. But I'll tell you, Roger said this so many times about this league, and one of the things I like about the league, actually, I think like the average age is 38 in here. Mm-hmm. So I bet you I'm not the only old guy here going, man, are we done yet? Are we there yet?
Yeah. What's up, Slayer? How you doing? Now, and you mentioned that too. And you mentioned doing the endurance races, which a lot of them are road races, which can, work you out. But I still would have to say it's probably more of a workout of 100 laps on this dirt because you are constantly moving that wheel.
Yes, by far. You're a lot busier in the car.
Absolutely. As we're getting set to go back green, here we go. Pace truck's in. Lane Snook gets another huge jump out front. He's got it all night long. He's just got to keep up that excellence on the start. Oh, Nicholas Vickery, I think that's who that was. Got up under the wall just a little bit, but they are 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back from Kyle Parker. And Vickery's off the cushions. He's going to hold on to it. He's running the top end. He's going to blast it around. He's going to stay, but he's going to lose a multitude of spots right there. In the meantime, up front, Snook, along with it, Blau's there in 5th, battling it out with Miller. Got another car hanging on barely. That's the 45 there, Jamie Porter. Man, he is tearing the top of the cushion up. That's about as close as you can get without wrecking, but he is already up to 7th. Stephen Goldner's there with him. They know time is running out. Here comes Porter. Full head of steam up front. Hines right behind him, trying to come through the field. Snook, though, he's been able to hold it. He's down low. Parker's right there on his back bumper. Those two have got a little separation from Gerlach. So that's what they want to see. They want this thing probably to stay green. Car off the field, Stephen Goldner. And there you go. That's probably the mistake he didn't want. That's going to probably cost him right here. Jeffrey Barker, though, coming back on the track, and caution is out. I'll say that's on Jeffrey Barker because Stephen Goldner was able to come back on the track pretty clean. Let's watch. Oh, yeah, he just got in the back of another car. Oh, another car got in him. Looks like Parker just went around. Nothing he can do. But, yeah, Stephen Goldner, unfortunately, when he ran off the track like that, pretty much put everything that he had gained all back right there because it puts him way back in the pack along with Vickery. So, Snook out front. I know Snook and Parker would have loved to seen it go on out green because they were walking away from Gerlach. Laps are winding down. Snook's been on it every one of these so far. Well, John, you moved it up to 7th so far. Looking good.
Yeah, slowly but surely, but I'm running out of time here. So, yeah. And you know what? I'm not the only one up here saying it. I got, Jamie Porter in front of me who's saying the same thing. I'm running out of time. Daniel Blau in front of him. I'm running out of time.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of urgency and not a lot of room to operate. So what could go wrong, right?
Absolutely. And, and it goes back to that top lane. But I got to give Lane Snook credit. He has been the one. There you go, Slayer. He has been the one who has tried that bottom lane all race long. But yet he has understood to protect the outside lane, and he's done it well. Every time he sees that car get a run up top, he goes up there and knocks their momentum down. Yeah, he might be leaving the middle lane and low lane open for them to try to drop down, but we've not seen anybody be able to make that pass. So when he gets back up top like he does, he blocks them off. Here we go, green flag. He just gets a good start out front, and he's able to control his pace out there. He instantly, like I said, goes down low here in 1 and 2. But when you see him, he'll sling her right back up high if he sees anybody getting near him. There, 3 and 4, he runs the top side cushion. Here comes Gerlach in 3rd. Phil Miller and company right there with Daniel Blau. The battle's on around about 5th, 6th place spot. Kyle Parker and Lane Snook. So 1 and 2, they're down low. 3 and 4, they're up high running. and it's working for them very, very well. Stephen Goldner, though, been able to maintain right there in ninth. Jamie Porter's hanging on to the seventh. Hines right there hooked onto his back bumper. Porter's going to run that low line. He throws a huge slide job, throws all kinds, but the momentum just wouldn't take him all the way around those cars. Laps winding away here as you got Daniel Blau in front of him. Everybody knows to tell. Snook out front. Down low, Parker's trying to search the track to see what kind of momentum he can get on Snook. Nobody's been able to do it all night long. Now Parker's got a little run. The problem is, boom, and he finally puts a bumper to the back end of him. Then lets him go again. Jamie Porter is around. Porter not off the track, but he's been able to keep going. But Snook right there lost a lot of momentum. Parker put on the backside of him. We're coming up here for the final laps here, folks. 4 to go here tonight for our veterans charity race here. A lot of these guys, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, featured tonight. It's been a good one. Battle's on. Here comes Phil Miller. And that's going to be Gerlach. Going to take it door to door. John Hines up to 5th right now, closing in as Parker's trying to see what he can do to get that spot away from Lane. Lane has got it. Oh, he clipped him, and then he got clipped. Parker got clipped. Caution out. Phil Miller put that thing in for a slide job and clipped the back end of Parker. Parker actually had to slow up because he got into the back just a little bit of Lane, and then Miller just drove it in there hard, and when he did, boom. But that's going to put, guess who? In 3rd, John. Are you still there? Hey, sometimes better to be lucky than good. How's that?
Yeah, I'll take it here, and I'm just speechless where I'm at right now.
Well, we still got a few laps to go, and it's going to be a wild one. I mean, it's pretty much a green-white checkered. Snook has been on point all race long. Gerlach's there. You're going to have to deal with Blau, Cup Low back behind him. Stephen Goldner's there. It all depends on if this thing goes single file or do it. Looks like it might go single file. See, and I'm going to tell you, I know, and then with that said, Snook's loving it. He's going to love that. Does this help you or hurt you, single file?
Well, for me and Gerlach and Blau, it's going to be a thing of, okay, if we want to make a move here at the end, we've got to go where the guy in front of us isn't. So you do have a little bit of advantage here of, okay, once the guy in front of you commits, you can make a quick decision. Now, if that's going to work out or not, the track seems to, if he can hit any line right, any line will work. So this is going to be a feisty finish here.
All right, last question.
I got to buckle up here. Sure.
The butterflies there?
Yeah.
All right, green flag. We're racing. Here we go. Hine gets a good start, but Lane Snook gets that awesome run that he's been getting all night long. Here comes Gerlach to the inside. He's going to throw it down low. Like you said, well, actually, it's John Hines going to throw it down low on the inside of Gerlach. Let's see if he can get a run. We just not seen that run work all night long. It's unfortunate. Snook still out front. White flag one more time here tonight for the 358. It's been Snook. The battle's going to be for second unless Snook just messes it up. They're out of turn 2. Into the turn 3 and 4. Does John Hine have enough to hang on to take that second place spot away? Drag race, not going to happen. Gerlach's going to hang on to second. Hine in third, but Lane Snook dominates this thing here tonight. Coming home for the winner. What a finish to this race tonight here in the big blocks. And I know a lot of these guys out here are going to be wore out. We're going to try to get a lot of them up here. Get a word in with them so far here. Let's get some of this thing straightened out. But man, what a finish to this one. I'll just leave you right there for a minute. And I'm going to bring up Lane Snook up here. And let me find Josh Gerlach here right fast, folks. What a night it was. What a race here. I tell you, I know a lot of these guys. Looking for Josh Gerlach real quick here, folks. I know he's got to be in here somewhere if he's not already up here. Oh, he's right there. Okay. Well, got third place man, John Hine. We've been talking to him a lot through the cautions here, but You were able to hang on to that third spot, but what an up and down night it was to pull it off here.
Yeah, I'm starting to wish the last race we had, a charity race, was 150 laps. Right about now, I'm wishing is a 150 lap race. But Lane, he held on to it, and so congratulations to him. Josh did a good job there, holding me off there for second at the end. And man, all I know is I passed a lot of cars tonight, going back to the back twice. It's kind of surreal to be sitting here and just crazy, man.
Absolutely. Like you said, at one point you were way back, marred back in about 16th, 17th place, and then you just had to rumble to the front. You're finishing it off here in third tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for this awesome run?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank Epsilon Sprint Wraps. This car, the do-up, it's probably got a lot of dings and dents on it right now, but I promise you that Preston does a great job. Go out to Facebook, look up Epsilon Sprint Wraps, message him and say, hey, I'd like to get a wrap, and he'll set you up, make you look fast, and do it for a good price. I also like to thank the cruise shop. We're free to move about, so everybody go out to the internet there and type in www.cruiseshopfw.com. Look over Brenna's information. She'll send you anywhere in the world you want to go. Like I said, go out there. Look, if you find her on Facebook too, just like and share. I also like to thank all my friends over at Gambler here, teammates. I've got the best teammates in the world, in my opinion. I know that's biased, and everybody does, but those guys, it's so much fun to what we do and hang out and everything else. So, yeah, I'd like to thank Joe for doing the broadcast and putting up with me up here in the booth. And then Roger, Preston, GForce, all our partners this whole week, and all the other guys that have all donated. A lot of teams chipped in to make this event what it is. And say thank you to all the guys that have entered. All these donations went to help veterans. What a great cause. What a great event. Thank you for everybody that participated. And everybody watching, thank you. And have a good Memorial Day weekend.
Well, I tell you what, like you just said right there, outstanding job. John Hine coming home in third. We got to hear a lot of as a venture coming up through the field. Well, this guy, Josh Gerlach, holding on for second. Josh, Joey in the booth, got a copy.
You, Joe. How are you?
Well, I tell you what, are you wore out after that one?
That was, I think, the longest dirt race I've run before. So, yeah, it was a long one.
Hey, it was an exciting one too, but you came home in second right there. Is there anything else you might have could have done to get up there and maybe pull off the victory here?
Yeah, I was just talking to Lane. I really don't think so. He was so quick, and him and I think it was Kyle maybe that was in second before that last yellow that had moved down to the bottom at 1 to 2, and I just didn't feel comfortable, and I could hear the guys, really running deep, trying to get runs at me when I was running the top, and I felt like I could protect my spot a little bit better when I was ripping the top. So I'll take a second though. Lane, he wins a lot around here, so if I run second to anybody, might as well be him, I guess.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you drove it up to the front very fast, definitely competitive all night long. Got anybody you want to thank for a great finish here tonight?
Yeah, I do. Thanks. Just want to thank netcoachshop.com, alwaysraceday.com, guys at Dizzy Motorsports. They racing around with them, a few times a week definitely help me get faster each and every week, and especially GForce for putting this whole event on. It's pretty amazing how much money that can be raised for veterans in both the United States and Canada, and that's what's most important. And remembering all the servicemen and women that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. That's what's most important over this weekend and on Monday. So thanks to everybody. Thanks to you for doing this over the couple days this week. It's been real fun.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, that's what it's about. We got the Memorial Day coming up. Awesome veterans here tonight in the charity. Good. You ran good out there. And, hey, next time you see old Nick Cohan on the track, run him over for me out there in that Dizzy Motorsports.
You don't even have to ask. I'll gladly apply.
He'll know. He'll just say Joe White said so. He'll know what you're talking about. Hey,
Absolutely.
Congratulations on that second place there, Josh.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it.
All right. There we go. Josh Gerlach coming home in second here tonight. Well, this guy, young man, Lane Snook. Lane, you in the booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Lane, all right, you're the youngest on the track. Is this the longest that you've raced on the dirt?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. Well, I know John was up in the booth with me a lot. Now, he's one of the older drivers, okay? So we're older guys. He was about wore out by the time this thing's over with. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty fine, actually. My shoulders hurt a little bit, but that's about it.
Well, I tell you what, now that all the guys out there heard it, they went, you know what, man, that didn't go figure. Youth is lovely. But, man, you put on a show, came to the front. What did you find out early? Because you were trying that low lane and nobody else was.
Well, I figured out that I was terrible up top already, so I just decided to stick to the bottom. And I could stick with them, but at the beginning I couldn't really pass anybody. And then, like, I think Goldner and somebody else got into it, and it gave me the lead. Kind of changed up my line a little bit in 3 and 4, but that was about it.
Well, I tell you what, Lane, as always, when you come out here, you just dominated fashion. You had a lot of guys down the back end. Was the cautions worrying you any a little bit there, or were they just kind of playing into your wheelhouse?
The cautions with about 10 to go were worrying me, but about like 20 or 30 to go, I was not wanting to see them cautions because I was starting to pull away, and then we'd have a caution, and it was stressful.
Hey, I'll tell you what, as always, put it out front. Definitely dominating style tonight, winning it all here. You got anybody you want to thank for this awesome win?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Velocity Designs, Vanderbilt Racing, Jesse, Brandon, Goldner, Moonin, JP, Fitzy, Lacey, Dirt Doctor Trucking, BioOil.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagner Brothers, you guys for the broadcast, Roger and them for putting this league on, Universal Sediment Service, Jack on Howard Associates, Keystone Alive, KKB, Keister Karting Products, Swox's Pizza Den, Mexico Ridge Beef Farm, and Stoke Dirt Designs, and the Old Hatchery.
Well, I tell you what, as always, and that list goes on, but you definitely, you know how to get around these tracks. Again, congratulations on the win here tonight, Lane.
Thank you.
There we go. Lane Snook dominating it from almost the start to the finish. Not quite, but folks, what an event it was here. 358 big blocks here tonight. These guys put on a show and a half here for the Veterans Charity Race. Go to GForceRL.com. Check out, and you want to donate to the great cause, great charity out here for our men and women. Definitely, you know, Memorial Day's this weekend. We're celebrating the ones that unfortunately did not come home and paid that ultimate sacrifice for us. So we allow us to do what we do here and watch this awesome racing and be able to have the freedoms that we enjoy. For myself and everyone here at GeForce, everyone, have a good night.